Everyone, welcome to our second episode of Weekend Chit Chat. Today we'll be having Sourav as our guest. We'll just wait for some more people to join in and we'll wait for him to send a request and we'll just get started. In the meanwhile, you can post your questions in the comment box and we'll be addressing them. So we'll just wait for him to join in and we'll get started.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. So sorry, yaar. I figured this out.
Oh, it's fine. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How's Bira?
Veera is good. She's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife was actually she just came in, so he's all excited.
Okay. Okay. So where can you show us Bira?
Veera, one second. I don't know if we'll be able to. One second. Let me. Veera, come here.
Krypto.
Veera, come here. Come here. Come here. Just on this. Can you see him?
Okay.
Veera, say hi.
Okay.
Say hi to Krypto. Say.
Hello.
Veera.
Okay, he's pretty doing something else.
He's
Here
all
is
active. Yeah.
he's pretty moody. He just got back from his walk.
Oh, nice, nice. How is it?
Okay,
Is it
Saurabh.
cool?
Sorry.
Now he wants to play Bira. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll get started. I've so Saurabh, why don't you tell our audience how about yourself, like a small brief, small introduction.
Uh okay. So I really don't know. This is very awkward for me. So
It's fine.
uh, so basically, to begin with, I was in advertising.
Okay,
I had almost 10 years in advertising, and
that's
yeah, and then I also on the side I also do like I edit stuff and I direct certain stuff and all that. So, but like after we got Bira, life sort of changed, and gradually from past I think some 8 9 months or so more than a year. Yeah, from 8 9 months I have been sort of practicing this, like reading about it, and I did few sort of courses and all that, and then from past 8 9 months I sort of thought that why not jump into it. So right now I'm like I'm still sort of, I would say I'm like still learning, because every day new things come in and every day I'm sort of reading and all about it. And but this was sort of, it happened, how can I say, like during the lockdown, when like Bira had a very like his history. He has got like some sort of a medical history where he had like tick fever and all that for past two for the first 2 years, and then third year during the lockdown he had a relapse last year. So
yeah.
and I was like, what to, I don't know him. I just felt like like he has been there with me for so long, and yet it just feels like I don't know him. There's this helplessness. I don't know if you get that. Like it like sometimes you just feel that we can't do anything. They're so different, and then I sort of started to get into it, and right now I'm like. I mean, my wife calls it that I'm completely sort of obsessed, but yeah, I'm like I'm reading about it. I'm learning how much ever as possible. So I did some courses on animal behavior, like dog psychology and all that. And
Yeah.
in the course, I also studied a bit of canine nutrition, and that was primarily to understand, like when we are talking about here, primarily to understand how to put them on a right diet. And
Yes.
then, I also sort of started, like, got into Reiki as well, animal Reiki. So, yeah, so I don't know if I answered your question, but that's briefly, or,
Well, it was a pretty brief answer. So it's good that we come to know about you and your relationship with Bira. So that's what our topic is today. Like I've
yeah.
seen a lot of your Instagram posts and heard your all like you've done episode 0, episode 1, and episode 2 or 3, right?
Yeah, episode 3
Of
isn't
your
out. I have all
oh,
the
okay.
content.
0,
I
1,
just
and 2.
lazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've heard about all that, and in that you talk about the relationship between you and Bira. And I've prepared a list of questions here. Okay, so we'll just get started. Saurabh, we have domesticated dogs, maybe more than 15, 20,000 years ago. So what is exactly the bond which humans and dogs share? Like how trust plays an important role here. Dog's DNA does not differ from the wolf. It differs only 0.02%. So what do you tell me about the trust and the bond between those, the previous our ancestors and their dogs, and now we and our dogs?
That's a, that's like, that's basically it. I mean, I think the question sort of covers everything. Uh,
Yeah.
right? So see, the thing is, what we have been hearing about it since childhood, that dog is a man's best friend, right? But when you study about it, it's actually the other way around. It's actually, dogs are the ones who chose human beings. They have been studying us. So we can go back to, like you said, to 15,000 years or 20,000 years. But, imagine, like, much, much, much before that, dogs have been studying human beings. And that's the sort of the earliest of recording in history that we can get in 10,000, 15,000 years ago. But there also have been cave paintings about dogs in I think in Siberia or somewhere. When the sort of research started, it was because people found extensive burial sites for dogs. So that does not happen with an animal, right? When an animal die, you don't bury them, So, but with dogs, that was like an extensive site, burial sites for dogs that was excavated, and that sort of, I guess, started this entire research about to understand the relationship between animal and human, and particularly dog. And recently, like some studies, there have been some hypotheses. People like some scientists have written out their names. You can, like Dog Alley and all those. They're doing some hypothesis where they find that the domestication of dog sort of started in Central Asia, in
Oh,
particular, yeah, in particularly in China, and that Mongolian and that northern India, kind of that sort of a kind of a region. And yeah, to come back, because this is crucial for us to understand that the history of humans and dogs, it's as if that we have evolved together. That is something that we
yes,
really need to understand, because the bond is not like, hey, I picked up a wolf, and I domesticated the wolf. I trained the wolf, and the wolf became domesticated, and it became a dog. That's not as simple as that. It's
yes,
just that the evolution of, like, the dogs and humans, it has happened together. Dogs came to us for safety, for survival, because humans, we had like Homo sapiens, we had like at one point there were there were Neanderthals also. So we had to, they were competitors, and there were a lot of predators also, and human beings were the direct competition for them. So if there was no dogs, then human beings like you and I went talking today. The reason that we are here is because of dogs. So that's how intrinsic the bond is. And yeah, you asked about trust as well, right?
yes,
Yes. So the thing is, like, if you see from an animal's point of view, they came to us for safety. Correct. They came to us for food, because we were sort of the direct competition for wolves. We were killing all kind of preys, and clearing up forest lands and all that. So we were like the like, imagine what is it, like a big corporate sort of comes and puts up a factory here, and he's like clearing up, he's asking us to leave and all that. And out of all my plans, I decide that, hey, to be safe, I'd go make friendship with that person. So that's how, in simplest of terms, that's how the relationship started. It was just trust. That
yes,
dog, that animal, it just came that, hey, he is my competition. He's killing all my food. He's eating up all my food. Then, let me just take that leap of faith and trust this person. Let's see what happens. And, it just worked fine for the dogs. So, and sorry, you were saying something?
no, no, no. Please continue.
And the trust was so deep that like what started off as just for food and like because they're opportunistic carnivores, right? So they got like a lot of leftovers that human beings they used to throw away and all that. And what started off with that, it ended up in a relationship, like like they became family. And dogs are the only ones in some tribes, like I think in Mongolian tribes, if you go back, the like their greetings, the English version, the English translation of an ancient Mongolian nomadic greeting is "Hold your dog." So that's like how intrinsic the bond is. And in Mongolian tribe, dog is the only animal that is named, and dogs are revered at such an extent that when a dog dies, the dog in the tribe, the skeletons and the body, it's buried on hills near to the next to the gods. So
Wow.
that's how they celebrate dogs. They literally they
Wow.
and it's a like the it's a very sort of sad story of the the sort of domestic indigenous species breed out there, the Bankar breed. I think if the audience are interested, they can read more about it, how the breed sort of went away from Mongolian. And that's also an interesting case study, because of that bond between humans and dogs. uh, After Bankar sort of went away from Mongolia, and the entire Gobi Desert,
Mhm.
it sort of, it's like it's facing an extinction. That's how intrinsic the bond between human and dogs is. Sorry, I'm
Yes.
completely digressing from your question.
No, it's fine. But we got a like a complete view on how the bond plays a role. When it was just like wolves thinking, if you can't beat them, just join them.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. And
Okay.
there's this thing that's that's quite fascinating. What do we say in evolution and in adaptation in science? We say survival of the fittest. You must have
Yeah.
heard survival of the fittest. In case of
Mhm.
dogs, it's not that. The thing about dogs is it's survival of the friendliest.
Yes.
So and
Whichever family, they take that dog and they take it together and they breed.
yeah, yeah.
The same kind
And
of thing.
yeah, and only because dogs are friendly to humans. I mean, if dog could speak to other animals, you don't you'd like the conversation be so fascinating, right? I mean, all animals they fear of humans, and dogs they're like, hey, you can be
Yeah.
friends.
And they would not be man's best friend now. It would have
Yeah.
been a dog man's best friend.
Yes.
Okay. And now we'll go to the energy, like since you're also into Reiki, why don't you just tell us like a small introduction on what is Reiki and how is it used, and how is it? I've also heard that Reiki healing. I don't know what exactly is that. So why don't you just give us a glance regarding that?
See, Reiki, literally it means universal energy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so, like, I mean, just in simple terms, it's not that complicated, because I am from science background, right? And I never used to. I like when you are in science, you have all set ideas. You only look for reason. You don't like belief is based on reason. You have to show proof. That's that's basically it, right? You have to show proof. You have to make a theory. A equals to B and all that. So that's like when I read about it. When I read about how do sort of like what drives our dogs, what drives our animals. So something that I found that they are sort of attuned with Mother Nature more than humans. They
Yes.
go for
Yesterday we were talking about the same thing,
exactly.
anthropomorphism.
Yeah, yeah. I think we'll speak about it. It's quite
Yeah,
interesting.
we'll speak
So
about it in the later session.
yeah,
Okay.
so so this the energy that sort of binds
Yeah.
everyone together. That's basically our instinct, right? The
Yes.
sixth sense we say. Like
Mm-hmm.
let's say, for example, like someday you wake up, you will be feeling really low, you know,
Yeah.
and that day won't go, you know, it'll go like a very okay kind of a day. And some days you'll get up, you'll be feeling so energetic, and that day it will be
Good day.
you it'll be a good day. I mean, things won't have changed much. If you see it from a third person point of view, both these days, same incidents, similar incidents must have occurred, but one day would have been good, one day would have been bad. So this is like that invisible sort of living energy that kind of binds us, which
Mm-hmm.
principle, which in a way um, is it was manifested by this Japanese monk, uh, and he actually formed. You know, it's not that he started Reiki. Reiki has always been there, but Reiki sort of he gave like a physical manifestation to it. There were some techniques to it. So, in simple terms, Reiki uses this universal energy and it guides it to, it calms you down. It sort of like if I do Reiki on, say, another person or on myself, I will
Yeah.
guide that, ask that energy to come inside me and, sort of take away all negativity out of me. So
Okay.
the energy will start doing its healing. That's why the healing is called. It heals me out of, anything, that any physical ailment is there. Because like when you learn about it, I mean, it's so, like I said, I am a science student. There's no proof behind it, but it just feels
Yeah.
good. It just feels good. It
Yes.
feels right. Instinctively, it feels right. So when you
Hmm.
meditate, do Reiki, you feel much more relaxed. Like the problems won't have changed. The like say if I have a maths exam tomorrow and I'm more scared of maths, and I do Reiki saying that, let
Take
me
away all
give
my
it.
fear.
Yeah. So what Reiki will be able to do? I'm just giving an example. Is Reiki is not going to make my questions easier.
Of
Reiki is
course.
just correct. So Reiki is just going to give my mind that calmness, that positivity, so that I can face. I don't get nervous while facing the toughest of challenges. And uh, you also asked about energies, and this is primarily what most animals and birds and all creations of Mother Nature, they see each other as. They don't see each other as like say a like person to person. They don't go by races, or they don't go by language, right? They don't go by. They're not regionally biased, or they don't go by rich or poor or something. These all are human terms. What they see is energy. My
Yes.
dog, my dog, if I'm nervous today, my dog will either come to me in a very sort of calm, nervous way, and it will reflect that energy on itself. If I am angry, frustrated, my dog will see me as an angry, frustrated energy. If I'm calm, if I'm assertive, which is like in a very sort of a surrender kind of state, that's when dog, animal, or everyone, they sort of open their minds up. Like in a mythology of, if you see, uh, like a lot of these, like Shiva, correct?
Hmm.
You have Shiva sort of meditating. You see
Yeah.
Shiva and he's in a calm. You don't you see Shiva. The most famous imagery of Shiva is a calm person meditating, right? There's a calmness to it. Yet there is
Yeah.
like this, like his body posture, the spine
Hmm.
is, and the his expression and all, it's assertiveness. He's a leader. He's not like a calm koi chotu motu sa hai. And that's the reason, what, like, this is my sort of personal opinion, and that's the reason why he's also called a Pashupati, because
Okay.
he was actually a lot of animals, lot of, like, you'll have snakes around him, and he could tame and talk to any animals around, because he was that calm and that assertive. He portrayed that calm and assertiveness, and this primarily is like what all these things we're talking has to do with that universal energy of Reiki. So when you when you read about it, when you sort of explore it further and further, so there is
Yeah.
this there is this thing that you get, like it's present, and it's present everywhere. Like we just
Yeah.
spoke about Shiva, I didn't know about it before. And
Hmm.
the thing that in our culture, whenever someone uh, does greets you or some, you say Ashirvad, right?
Hmm.
You do that. Why you do that? Why is this hand movement? No one knows the origin of it. But
Yeah.
this sort of started from your Rishi Muni and all that, when they did this. And
Hmm.
in most of our gods they do this, right? And then you see like a ray coming out of it, and
Yeah, like this. The ray will be coming out from the middle of the finger, middle
yeah,
of the hand.
like
Yeah.
Tathastu. So this is
Hmm.
Reiki.
Yeah.
This is Reiki. They are channelizing that universal form of energy to you, so that they're like healing you.
Oh
And
my!
so
I've
they
never actually been to many temples, and I've seen the photographs like that, and I had never thought of this in this perspective.
yeah,
So now the next time I see a god doing like this, I know there's a Reiki power coming, like the Reiki energy coming out of there, like
exactly.
as
And
a belief.
exactly, and we are, I mean, see, this like I said, it's been there since centuries, like age old thing is, we go, what do? We do namaste to a god, and we bow down our
Yeah.
head, right? So what is
Yes.
this state is calm surrender, like we are surrendering ourselves in front of
Yeah.
and this pose is how we start our Reiki meditations. So you go there and you're asking God for Reiki, and your God is giving you Reiki to sort of heal yourself, like all ailments. Oh God, I'm suffering from so and so. Please, heal me. And your God does this, and then you feel better, right? You
Yes.
feel
And
the
we do feel a positive kind of a vibe. We do feel a positive kind of a vibe, like when we return from like a religious place, could be a temple or could be any place,
yeah. But I'm not.
any filled with positive vibes.
Yes, and I'm not like a religious person, but it's like when you think about it, that's got like religion has got nothing to do with it. It's just
Yeah,
that
but the energies has something to do with it, right?
it, it's that positivity which is
Yeah.
crucial. It's universal, actually, that positivity.
Yeah.
Be it any, you can be of any religion, and but you feel
Mhm.
good after worshipping. But
Yes.
that's
Because
because you
that positive will be surrounding us. Yeah.
yeah, and analyzing that energy. And this is the energy that we should be, as pet parents, we should be sort of channelizing this energy to our
To
dogs. I
yeah.
advise my clients to meditate, like I'll be like, hey,
Hmm.
because like I like whatever problems, people, they ask me, hey, my dog is not listening to me, my dog is all like in house and all, he's all he listens when I ask for sit, but outside he just barks and all that. I'm like,
Hmm.
why don't you do one thing? You start being that person that your dog wants to listen to. And to be that, you need to calm yourself down, and
Yeah.
you can calm yourself down through meditation, through Reiki and all that. And that was actually one of the reasons why I got into it. And
Hmm.
I can see the difference with Bira. Like, he used to be a really anxious dog outside,
Yeah.
and now it's like I just practice one simple exercise. uh, Most of the times we go out on a walk, I do like half an hour meditation with Veera, and I
Yeah.
visualize walk. I just visualize my walk, how I want that walk to go, and
Hmm.
it's smooth. I mean, it just gives me some kind of positivity that I know for a fact that will go smooth. and it goes
Yeah.
away. That's like the energy. uh, I communicate better with Bira because, and like one, uh, what do you say, one important thing out here is when we meditate, I always feel the fact that Bira is completely attuned to this. Like I am,
Okay.
like he is the one who is leading me. And in Reiki, in animal Reiki especially, what you say, that you never ask the animal to do anything because they know more than. So that is also quite interesting.
They know well about it, so we have to do the practice to connect
Exactly.
with them much better.
Yeah. They have met.
Saurabh, yeah, without asking, I had a question here. Dogs know that when we are sad, happy, and excited, how do they feel? How do they know that this is happening? Like, how do they feel the energies are near them? I wanted to ask this question the next, and you started with the answer. So it was pretty good, and you went on to the direct topic.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah,
No, I mean just to like if you see it from a science point of view, not a spiritual, from a physiological, biological point of view, dogs
yeah,
will know that you are angry, or dogs will know that you are nervous or you're feeling, because they can. Oh, hello, can you hear me?
yeah. I'm able to hear you. You are
So
audible.
yeah, because yeah, so what I was saying was dogs will know from a physiological or biological point of view. They will know that because you emit pheromones and they can smell pheromones. So I mean, that way there's an explanation to it, but I wouldn't really, I wouldn't really say that that's the only explanation to it. There is
Yeah.
this existence of a spiritual sort of energy, which is why the dogs feel it. Like, what has got pheromones to do with the fact that, uh, like, say, right now, my wife wasn't there at home for 2 days, and uh, how did my dog know that my wife is coming today? And he was there since evening. He was right next to the door. Like, yeah, you can say that dogs can smell for 500 meters, but because that is what how I see it is, he must have sensed it through me. He must have sensed it that
Yes.
because I am like, I am sort of cleaning up the place, I am arranging the cushions, etc., etc. So he must be thinking that, okay, something is changing, maybe she's coming, or
Yeah.
so this is where the energy, this is where that, um, like, coming back to that thing, that dog knows us more than we know them.
Okay. And you have mentioned that after Bira come into your life, I had seen your post that on YesWeCanine, your wife, she had asked that I want a dog like Tucker. Tucker, if you don't know Tucker, you're not a dog lover. I really like that sentence. Okay. In that, can you tell me how after getting Bira into your life, how has he changed your life? Maybe your sleeping schedule or your habits, or are you more outdoor person?
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So first of all, it wasn't my wife. I think it was just a, like a, random satirical sort of a post. But
Okay.
my wife has always been a dog person. I have never been a dog person. I was in
Really?
fact, yeah, I was petrified of dogs for the
Oh,
longest time, because I grew up in a society which considered dogs as pests. So in my childhood, whenever I used to see a dog, I used to lift a stone to throw at the dog. That's how I was. That's how I was fed. I was hardwired that way. And my dog, my wife was always a dog person. She had a dog before Dira, and stuff like that. So
mhm.
so coming to that question, uh, see, I was completely a different before we got a dog. I mean, it's not like initially it was for, let's see what happens. We never had a like a purpose per se when we got a dog, but like, let's see what happens. Our life will be, it'll be a different journey altogether, and
Yeah.
it actually revolved around Bira so much It got intense
Mm-hmm.
much that right now what I am learning, like there are so many different things. Like I just learned about this Mongolian tribe today. Like they greet each other saying your dog. So, and like there are so many things I'm learning which maybe I wouldn't have able to learn earlier. So more, more than my everyday routine and all, that's so obvious. I mean, that changes. You have to wake up. I'm not a morning person, but I have to wake up every morning to take him out on a walk. Or I never used to do exercise, and just to make sure that I exercise and be that calm composer, I started doing a lot of exercise, and I started to be fit, so that Bira sees me as a leader instead of just requesting him to do things. I focused all my energy on myself, so that I will be that person to whom Bira wants to follow, or not like saying that like I won't go by the dominant or submission theory and all that, but not like he wouldn't just say carry ye kaun hai, why should I sit when he's asking me to sit. I mean, that shouldn't be the case. When I will build confidence and all that, so I became more and more extrovert. Like all this what you see, YesWeCanine and all that, it was never there. I was a completely sort of an introvert kind of a person. So yeah, so that's precisely the change that has happened, which is like a overall U-turn in my life. uh, yeah, I hope I answered your question.
Yes, you did. And you told now you were never a morning person, and now you wake up every day to take Bira out for a walk. But in my case, this lazy, he never wakes up in the morning. He refuses to go for the morning walk. If I take the leash, directly under the bed. And so I make sure that I keep my evening walk pretty long.
Yeah,
So he gets a proper walking schedule and or a proper schedule. That's it.
yeah. So I have
Okay.
I have started cycling with Bira, and my cycle was I got the cycle, I think some 5 years back, and I had just rode it like once or twice, and it was like fully rusted, and like we used to hang clothes on the cycle. And recently, from past 6-7 months, I got it repaired during the
Uh-huh.
and I started cycling with Bira, and like imagine the change. So
Yeah.
that has also happened. Like
Okay. So each dog brings some kind of a change into all their parents' life.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you meditate with Bira, right? You
Yeah,
meditate with Bira. And how can you keep mental peace when Bira is getting his toy directly into your face and he's pulling some or the other thing? Will he do that or he'll be calmer? Because if I sit like without doing anything, just with my phone for like 10 minutes maximum, Krypto will start getting his toy to me. Otherwise, he'll be doing something. He'll pull out something. He makes sure that I run behind him all day long. So I wanted to start meditating. So how do I make sure he is also calm and I can keep my mental peace?
so I mean, it's a nice question, because I have been on that side, and right now I'm on this side. So the thing about meditation is, um, how do I say? It's not like you're keeping quiet. Meditation is just not only about keeping quiet. Meditation
Yeah.
primarily is just being aware. Just being aware about the things around you, and just letting it pass. Just acknowledging things and just letting it pass. Like say, because we're talking about dogs, so I just
Yeah.
I heard about it. Like it was a brilliant analogy that I felt. It was. So meditation is like you are sitting on a roadside, and you're watching cars go by. and all your cars are like, each car is like a thought. So you're just watching your thoughts go by. What you shouldn't do is you shouldn't get up from there and start running behind a car. So that is something that each time you start running behind a car, you should tell your mind, no, I'm here only to sit and watch cars go by, which is precisely what dogs do, right? I mean, there are few dogs which we say as hyper dogs and all that, who start running behind cars and all that. But I mean, in my opinion, dogs are the ones who are meditating always. And just to answer your question, like, does Bira become calm, or will Krypto be calm when you start meditating? The minute he realizes that your focus is neither on him, nor on you, or nor on anyone else, because you are just being aware, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're just focusing on your breathing, and he will also start doing that. So it and uh, so I see the difference with Bira now. So when I start doing Reiki, it's
Mm-hmm.
I take around 35 to 40 minutes, sort of.
Hmm.
I meditate for that long, and during the first 5 minutes, Veera will be happy. You know, he'll be like, "Yeah, we are doing this thing together. It's like we are going out to play and all that." And and then he'll get his toy and all that, and he'll give it to me and all that. Like, imagine I'm just sitting there, and he thinks that we are going on a trip, and then
Hmm.
immediately he will come there, lay down right next to me, and he will just zone out, and like, it just happens that, like, both of us, we do like a joint meditation together. We're like tripping together. That
Wow.
yeah, that experience is something else. I mean, that whatever that 20 minutes, 25 minutes, it just feels like, and that's what I feel. I don't know if it's true or not. That it feels like I'm connected with Bira so much that I can, if I tell him to do something, he will do it, or if he tells me, I will listen. So, I mean, it suddenly, that communication, it starts becoming a two-way street, and when that happens, I think I mean, I haven't tried sort of Reiki face to face with other dogs, but I'm sure it will be because you are in a calm and assertive state. So,
Yeah.
and you're just surrendering yourself to the dog. So initially the
Mhm.
dog will be active and all that, and then when the dog thinks that, hey, I think he's also communicating with me, then the dog will
Yeah.
just sit down, relax, and chill with you.
That's a really nice answer. And yesterday we both were talking about anthropomorphism. So why don't you
Yeah.
tell what is that, and how does it affect the dogs, and how have we humans destroyed almost everything?
So, I mean, it's, see, when I started this, no, this actually sort of blew my mind, because for we have been, we don't know better. Like, that's what I would
Yeah.
like to be, that we don't know better. We think that whatever we know uh, is it. I mean, like, we speak about canine nutrition. You are a nutritionist. I mean,
Hmm.
how many people out there, they look at you with, raised eyebrows, saying that how can you feed raw meat to your dog, or how can you feed raw bones? Because it's not it's not ignorance, or I think it's primarily unawareness, because they don't want to know. It's that
Hmm.
close, and which is primarily to do with anthropomorphism, which
Yeah.
to in simple terms, it is basically attributing human characters to non-human uh,
Yeah.
things or objects or animals. So we have been, you know, like, historically we have been associating dogs as humans. Right now, it has become so much that we are starting to harm them by thinking them that they're humans, like giving them human
Yeah.
food to begin with. I
Yes.
mean, to call them human babies is one thing, but you can't really sort of start giving them human food because you think that
Yeah.
they're human. No, they're not. I mean, your dog might like chapati, or your dog might like what do you say, like aloo paratha, or you know what, like all this. I know people who feed their dog vada, vada, dosa, idli. So they will bloat your dog because they are like primarily they're not good for humans also, but they are the things that are being fed to dog, thinking that the dog is a human, but
Yeah.
the, and this is that sort of a filter in behavioral science. We say that anthropomorphism is a single thing that stops us from understanding dogs because we
Yes.
always have filter saying that hey, he's human, and once you see that dog as a human, you can't. It's not only an emotional thing; it's a physical thing also. Like imagine
Mm-hmm.
vets treating dogs by thinking that the dog is human. I mean, there's a separate medicine field to it. You don't go to a
Yes.
regular
The
doctor. You don't
veterinary
go.
medicine and the human medicine.
Yeah, you don't go to a human doctor also. For
Yeah.
to uh, see that they're humans. And
Yeah.
uh, so this is why I feel that it's primarily damaging our dogs. Uh, yes, on an emotional level, you are treating them as humans. You're not giving them enough exercise. You're not meeting their animal needs. Like
Yes.
the bonding sort of happens when you start seeing a dog as an
As
animal.
what they are.
Yeah, as an animal first. So if you see a dog
Yes.
as an animal, I'm not saying that treat the dog in human. I'm saying
In,
start seeing it as an animal. So once you start seeing a dog as an animal, then your mind will open up. Then you will truly sort of start appreciating, what the dog is capable of in
yes.
a physical, mental, or spiritual, and all these things, holistic,
Emotional way.
emotional way. And because then you won't be attributing feelings to the dogs. You won't be thinking that a Bira is looking at me. I think he's trying to tell me this, or Bira is going away. I think he's trying to tell me this. Instead of doing that, if you start seeing Bira as an animal, then you will know that when he's looking at you, that means he is just in awe of you. Most of the times he's just in awe of you and he's just admiring you. He just don't want to tell you anything. And when he's going away, maybe he just wants to spend some time alone. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean not liking you or anything. So there are like
Yeah.
you'll start to know about animal behavior, and you'll start to know about uh, the capabilities of our animals. And I
Yeah.
think in one of our podcasts, I had sort of blamed Disney for anthropomorphism, because they have like Tom and Jerry, or that dog in Tom and Jerry
Mhm.
picture. Like they have a different sort of personalities. Like the dog is always the villain, in Tom and Jerry's equation. So.
Yes.
So all that, like Scooby Dooby Doo, and like the way, like great, because those are for entertainment. They are not real,
Yes.
like not reality.
Yes, we cannot take it as a real thing also. And
Yeah.
I would also like to raise a point here. I had recently gone through a book of and all the pet parents who are like keen on understanding their dog's behavior, they almost everyone knows Shirin Merchant, right? I had gone through one of her books, and in the last thing, she had mentioned that treat your dog like a dog. Otherwise, your dog will treat you like a dog.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
the
so.
main thing. The main purpose is that he is an animal. You must treat him as an animal. So, since we have take them out from the nature, we have to provide them the right kind of food. We cannot keep on giving them could be a kibble or a complete human food like rice or only curd, and we have to meet their mental stimulation needs. Like dogs have a need for scavenging, right?
Yeah.
Like dogs have a need for scavenging. All those needs the humans have to meet it to promote a holistic development. Yes, that's it.
So yeah, so on this point, I mean, it's so important because
Mm-hmm.
like I think it's crucial for us to touch upon these things, because when you start seeing a dog as an animal, you will you won't neglect certain behaviors which will grow up to be aggression. And because you are seeing the dog as a human and the dog shows you
Mm-hmm.
teeth, you just say that, hey, the dog is smiling at me, or the dog is grinning, but that is like one of the initial signs of aggression. Or the dog yawns, like you say that no, he's just lazy, like. And these are certain kind of animal signs that the animals say that, you calm down, please don't come next to me, please go away. And we keep progressing more and more, closer and closer
Yeah.
to the dog. And these are the
Mm-hmm.
things that leads to bites. Like this is the primarily the case in small breeds, because in
Yeah.
small breeds is certain, these clues, they're very subtle. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why a lot of these smaller breeds, they are very annoyed, like all the time they're barking, you know and I think the primarily thing is because they are being not treated as a dog. They are treated as a human, and they're like, they've got these things saying that, hey, my dog doesn't like particular kind of dogs, or my dog doesn't like particular kind of human beings. I mean, those are not dog traits, those are human traits. Humans are biased. Humans won't like, maybe like I won't like someone who is talking in a different way, or someone is talking in different way. Dogs are not like that. Dogs are only energy biased. Dogs won't like an angry person. Dog won't like a frustrated person. A dog will like a loving person. A dog will like someone who is calm and assertive. So these are the things that is important for us to know. And once we know about it, once we start seeing dogs as animals, we will know how to cater to their needs, like what you were saying. And probably we will understand them better. And probably when we understand them better, we won't abandon them, because that is where, that's what disturbs me the most. Because most dogs who are abandoned are not abandoned, like I would say, almost 90% of dogs who were abandoned or were given to rescue homes are primarily because it's the human's fault, who never understood that dog, never respected that bond which was there. And it just and because the dog one day bit that human being, the human felt like, giving away the dog. I mean, this is the sad reality that we face today. And I feel once we start treating dogs as treating as in understanding, I think treating means it has got a different meaning. But once we understand dogs as animals, then their life will be much 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 better. And there's this famous quote also which says that the greatest disrespect to a dog is treating the dog as a human being.
Just give me a minute.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to close the door. There was a lot of noise. And regarding the same thing, dogs take up the energy of the humans. Right. I crypto. Yeah, crypto. There are certain dogs which he does not like. I did not understand about it. Could be because he is 1 year old. The other dog he met today, he had a really bad fight with a husky. Okay, it was like we were on the left of the park track, and the husky was coming towards the right. We were meeting like this. Okay, so in the middle, when the people who were coming in this side, I was trying a lot. To make sure that Crypto's focus is on me and he does not go and fight with that dog. I knew it will happen, and it really happened pretty badly today. So I don't know how to go on with it. Since you are also a behavior consultant, so can you just tell me on why it happens, and it can also help the viewers because some there are. dogs who does not like all the dogs.
So, see, dog reactivity, even I am dealing with it. I mean, with Bira is a highly reactive dog. I mean,
Yeah,
uh, like he, I think I put a video also on it. So, with Bira, how it happens is he does not. There are only few dogs where the like that he will react to over and over and over and again. But right now,
yeah,
since I'm on it, I can understand, you know, like say 70 or 80% of the time, I can understand when he's going to react to
yeah,
kind of dog. So it is primarily because what we spoke about earlier, like dogs, they see energies. Like you
yeah.
say, you named the breed that Krypto, not jelly.
Mhm.
Lot of pet parents, they do that. Like my dog does not like small breeds, or my dog does not like xyz dog strays. My dog is like very happy with pet dogs, but when it comes to strays, my dog does not like it.
Mhm.
So I'll give you a
Uh,
hack.
yeah.
Sorry. So I'll give you a
No,
hack.
I was telling that, no, I did not generalize that he fights with only the husky. There are some dogs, like not all the dogs. He's pretty much fine with like a lot of the dogs. We meet around 15 dogs per day. Okay. So in that 15, he fights with 2, 3. So I don't want that to happen. I want him his and whatever he does, it should be his attention should be focused on me, not on the other side. I don't want him to be reactive in such situations, and it is not a good thing also because people who not everyone likes dogs, right? The
Yeah,
people who come to the park, they come for their walk or a evening jog or something, and they don't want to deal with two dogs fighting.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
So how
that's
do
what.
I deal with this?
So yeah, so the hack out here is you should understand
Yeah.
the energy. You should always keep looking at the dog's energy, because dog reactivity. Uh, I mean, to answer your question from a behavioral point of view, uh, just need to work on the dog's obedience. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
dog reactivity is something that that has to be dealt with in person. So there are like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of exercises, a lot of these things that are that has to be done. We need to understand the context of it, but from a generalized point of view, you have to work on the dog's obedience. You have to ensure that when you are telling the dog one thing to do, the dog is doing that thing. The dog is not doing anything else. If I'm asking my dog to heel, that dog will heel. The dog will listen only to me. But
Hmm.
all that, dog reactivity in most pet parents, in my opinion, it's not something that can be 100% eradicated, because
Yes.
in pet parents we are not that consistent.
Yeah.
Consistency is actually key. This is the only sort of secret of dog training, is you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. If today you are
Yeah.
giving a heel, you are giving a command to your dog saying heel, and your dog is not healing, your dog is pulling you, that
Hmm.
means the dog has gotten away. You are not consistent. You have to be
Yes.
consistent. Like every time you're giving a command, you're giving a command of sit, the dog has to listen to you. So because we are not that consistent, so dog reactivity will always be there, and most, and
Yeah.
in some cases, dog reactivity is also due to genetics. So something
Yeah.
that I also advise people to do is uh, understand the energy of the dog. So when you're walking a dog, if you are seeing your dog is fixated on something, right? Your dog is fixated on a human, or some other dog, or like something happening, like that fixation, that obsessiveness, that's when you are supposed to redirect. That's when you're supposed to change your direction, and just take a U-turn and come back. If the dog
Hmm.
is fixated, take another U-turn and come back. Till the point your dog is not fixated, either you correct the dog, or you redirect the dog. Like that's when, because that is when it should happen. And the the thing about, like you said, there was a dog on the other side. Like when I walk, there are some dogs that Bira is extremely reactive on. Like there's this lab in our building, whom Bira is like, when you will see that lab is some 7-8 year old, and when you will see her, you will just go like, berserk. He won't listen to anything. He won't do, but same dog, same lab, if I am able to sort of redirect Bira before he's getting fixated, like I know for a fact, okay, the lab is coming here and the lab is watching Bira from a distance, and that's when I divert Bira. I don't let him be fixated. And I do that 2-3 times and I walk, then Bira is in a calm way. Then what I'm doing out here is I'm trying to read the energy. So
Yes.
if you go to a dog park and you just observe dogs. The thing about dogs is they don't gel with, they will only socialize with a particular kind of dogs. They will only
Yeah.
play with, there can be 10 different dogs, but Bira will only play with 1 or 2 dogs. Bira won't play
Yeah.
with the rest of 7-8 dogs. That is because the dogs, they're like a match the following kind of column. They only match with the right energy. Like in a lighter note, in if there was a dog Tinder, they will yeah, they will only match. They won't go by what beautiful breed is the dog sick, or is the dog looking good, is the dog fat, is the dog thin. They won't go by that. They will only go by the energy levels. So a calm dog
Yeah.
will only play with a calm dog. A hyper dog will go to a hyper dog. Or, so what happens is, in most cases when walking the dog, because we don't know the cases, like I can speak for myself. Like the lab out here, the lab is hyperactive. 7-year-old puppy, completely active. Bira is a 3-year-old, sort of coming out of his puppyhood. He's because he's still a golden, so
Yeah.
his head is a puppy, but he knows that he has to listen. He is like adulting. He's in that phase, so he does not like that kind of energy. But at that point, there are only 2 dogs. If I put another dog like a Bira in that equation, then Bira will get diverted towards that third dog. So, which is why the sort of reactivity, uh, it's like different energies are sort of playing. So it's important as pet parents for us to
Yeah.
read this energy and read the signs. Like,
Yes.
ears, are your dog's ears sort of going up? Is the fur around the neck rising? So when these things happen, then you also need to be alert. These are the signals that say that your dog will fixate
The
on something.
first start, the first straight.
Yes. So these are the signs that will lead to some sort of a reactiveness. So
Mm-hmm.
like that's the hack. The hack is watch out for these signs, and just divert your dog at that moment. Don't let that energy pent up, because that energy will
Mm-hmm.
only come out as frustration, as barking, as biting, uh, whatever behavior.
Yeah. And we were talking about that we should treat dogs like dogs. And there are some people, they take out the dogs for a walk and they don't let the dog sniff. And to all the viewers, whoever are here, please, if you don't let your dog sniff the ground, even though if he is eating anything like the plastic covers at that time, please don't. But in case he's not, like the mud, the grass, please let your dog sniff the ground or sniff anything, because dogs know a lot of things by sniffing. It's their way of seeing the world. Because I told you, I just got back from our walk, and I met some people. They don't let their dogs sniff at all. They don't let their dog sniff at all, and they're holding the leash on a very tight one. There's a rod here at this side, and the leash is on the other side. In a very tight leash, the dog is not able to completely go down, right?
Yeah.
And so always let your dog sniff. That is very important. When a dog sniffs another dog's poop, sorry, will be gross here. He comes to know a lot of things. How old is that dog? What did he eat? How was his emotional state? Like Saurav said, they can even feel the energy regarding that. Right, Saurav?
Yeah. So just I think it's, I mean, whatever you said, nothing to sort of disagree out here. The
Yeah.
only one thing that I would advise anyone who is watching this,
Mm-hmm.
is be a little cautious, because you can let your dog sniff. I'm saying that let your dog free for 90% of time when the dog is sniffing, like
Mm-hmm.
not heal. I'm saying while the dog is healing, the dog should heal, or
Yeah.
like one or two sniffs. Okay, but when you're giving the dog a break to say sniff and go around, be a little cautious. I mean, I wouldn't let my dog go out sniffing because of parvo and all that. I would let my dog go
Yeah.
sniffing at an unknown territory. Like, well,
Yeah.
the place that I know is sort of safe,
Mm-hmm.
and because uh, I know Bira, like I know his habit. Like I
Yeah.
know that if he sniffs, he will start licking, like certain.
Oh.
He's like, yeah. So he will like he does not eat stuff and all because he's sort of like a submissive dog. So he submits himself immediately in front of, if he sees uh, like a very overpowering scent,
Yeah.
instead of leaving his scent on that scent, he'll
Mm-hmm.
start picking it. So
Mm-hmm.
these are the behavioral things that we should observe in submissive dogs, especially.
Yeah.
And if you know that your dog is a submissive dog and your dog gives in really quickly, then I would say a controlled sniffing would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Where you
In a
give a
controlled environment.
yes, and say give say a 10 minutes break for sniffing, and
Mm-hmm.
then walk. Then give 10 minutes break. So instead of just letting the dog sniff everywhere, give
Yeah.
like there are a lot of these because like we are in India. I mean, India is like a lot of these places are dirty, so it's
Mm-hmm.
it's it's fine to let your dog sniff and go on a sniffari, or how people call it.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, these are all fancy terms, but I think it's primarily westernized. I get where the parents come from, where they don't let their dog sniff. It's because most people they're scared of any diseases, or what the dog will like pick
Hmm.
up.
What the
So
dog will eat, he may
yeah,
eat.
yeah, what the
Hmm.
dog eats. And then you're going to a vet, and the vet is like,
Yeah.
just muzzle the dog when the dog is walking. I mean, so these are certain things that happens here. I mean, these are those practical things that you can't avoid. So if you are not sure of, then let the dog sniff, but like give put a limit to it, like a boundary, or a time limit, like put some kind of limit to it.
Yeah. Okay, and yesterday we were also discussing about if we should let. We were just discussing about while we stay on the topic, we should let dogs be dogs. In that, why don't you tell the audience the differences between pet dogs and guard dogs? Like these Labradors and all, they can't be guard dogs because they are very over friendly and they're like playful always, and that quality you can't expect in a German Shepherd, right?
Um, not really. I think, see, the thing is, like, yes, there's a difference between working dog, guard dog, service dog, pet dogs, and there's a
Yeah.
difference. But the point that you said about labs not being able to do become a guard dog.
No, no, no. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. Actually, as far I've seen a lot of labs. I've had a lot of labs, and one is sleeping here. There is also lab, and I really did not see that kind of a guard dog quality. So I
Ah,
just mentioned it
okay.
as a general
So
way.
yeah, so guard. See, I mean, it's there in the name. I mean, it's pretty simple. Also, what we should know is, in dogs, you can, like, I think we discussed about it earlier. You
Yeah.
breed in the friendliness and you breed out the aggressiveness. So
Yes.
if I'm trying to make a guarding breed, if I'm trying to make a dog who is going to go and bite the person that the who is breaking into my estate, so I have to look into the genetics line of it, so that breeding happens in a way that the dog is like a balance of what do you say, like a guarding, like aggressiveness, and uh, some sort of a behavior where the dog listens to you. So there has to be like a balance, to it. Like I'm working with my trainer on doing a video on Pakistani bully. He has a huge Pakistani bully in his kennel, and he is trained as a guy. So he is not corrected when he goes after thieves at night. He's not corrected when he gets aggressive at someone who is breaking in at night. That I would
Mhm.
generally do to Bira. That I would
Mhm.
generally correct Bira when Bira barks. When he at night when he barks, I would ask Bira to either I'll redirect him, or I would change that behavior, because I don't
Mhm.
want that. But with a guard dog, you promote such kind of behaviors. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
I think, the overall difference. Coming to pet dogs, I think the question also sort of arose at the point that people, there are so many people who say that how can you leave your dog? How can you let your dog sleep on the bed? How can you let your dog, without a leash at the home? Why are you not tying your dog? I would say, see, this is again India. This is how in most parts of India, you are hardwired to think that dogs are pests. Like
Yeah.
one example I would give you. I don't know if you know about it. It blew my mind when I came to realize it. It For any strays across India, tell me one action for them to run away.
Run
One
away
action
from what? That must be a
from you.
trigger.
From you. If you're walking the road and a stray approaches, you want the stray to go away, what will you do?
In India, we definitely take a stone and we throw.
Exactly. See, so it has been bred into their mindset, in the psychic, that if there's a stray puppy, like a 6-year-old puppy, and I'm just bending down to pick up a stone, the pup will run away, even without me hitting the pup. I
Yeah.
don't have to pick up a stone, because that action itself has been bred into the psychic, that this is how we are treated. I mean, see, this is the psyche that we're dealing with in India. You do that to a
Yeah.
pet dog won't run away. If it's a dog behavior that you are picking up stone and the dog will run away, it does not happen with pet dogs, because pet dogs don't know that behavior. I
Mhm.
will,
Yeah.
with Bira, I will pick up the leash, then Bira will behave himself, because he knows that's the behavior that's the cue for him to behave well. But
Mhm.
with pet dogs, to run away or to scare them off, all you have to do is bend down to pick up a stone. I mean, that's so sad, because this is the mindset where it comes, that why don't you tie your dogs? Why do you let your dogs? So instead of getting into all that argument, because I go on and on about it, there are so many cases of
Yeah.
dog abuse, all that. Instead of looking at it from that side, what we can do is start looking at from a bonding perspective. Is the
Yeah.
dog behaving off leash with you? Is the dog on the bed, but still the dog is not, what do you say? The dog is not entering into your lives and ruining it.
Yeah.
Are you still peace when the dog is around? So these are
Mhm.
some tick marks that you should do. If these are correct, then I mean, you don't have to tie the dog. You don't have to
Yeah.
think the dog as being a guard dog, or
Mhm.
a dog or any other dog. I mean, These are this is like what we know about dogs is so less that it's actually like the tip of a needle. I mean, we don't know what they are capable of.
Yeah.
Like dogs are there's a reason why dogs were chosen to go to the space, right? I mean, imagine.
Because
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
just
the dog. Yeah, Lika,
yeah,
Laika.
like so
Yeah.
so imagine. I mean, there's a reason that why we trust dogs so much. This is all
Mhm.
it comes back to bonding. This is where I cannot stress enough, because bonding is so important, and bonding is not love. Love is just like a very sort of a flat feeling. Like I can love one person in my life, but I can bond with so many different people,
Yeah,
right? So I can,
exactly.
and when love and bonding, when they come together, that's like the sort of a golden mixture that happens. Like that's the perfect balance.
Yeah.
So
And yesterday we were also, I'll just ask you one more question and we'll sum this up. Yesterday we were talking about about animal rights also, and the animal laws which are being applied in various cities and various countries in the world. And
yeah.
in today's Times of India newspaper, we have seen an article that cu- the the current fine for the animal abuse is near 50 rupees. But I'm not sure about the exact law, but I definitely know it is currently 50 rupees. But today's Times of India article states that the minimum fine is about 75K. It can go to a jail term of up to 5 years. And yesterday we were discussing about the proper animal laws which has to be incorporated in India also.
So
What do you mean by that? You meant the holistic approach or the main laws?
no, I feel, see, honestly, in India we don't respect human rights. I mean, look at what's going on right now. So we don't respect human rights. So human rights is uh, like a long, long, long way to go. It's like that
Yeah,
ideal dream happens, then I'll be like, it's something else. But what I mean is, irrespective of the government doing it, these are certain things
the
that
citizens can follow.
yeah, like it's there in UK. They
Yeah.
have got the Animal Welfare Act in UK. Can you hear me? Hello.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you're audible.
yeah. So the Animal Welfare Act in UK, it has got certain like rights. It has got animal rights. Like some of them are right to proper nutrition, right to proper exercise, or right to socialize with same kind. So these are, I mean, see, when you start following these, this again stems from the fact that you should start seeing a dog as a dog. So if I say a right to proper nutrition, and I'm not giving my dog proper nutrition, so it can be criminalizing. It can,
Yeah,
like, I'm not following the law. It's like that.
yeah,
Like this is like the ideal state. You are arresting someone for feeding kibbles, for example. So I mean this is the ideal state, right? But this is what I think, as pet parents we should definitely look into it. That what are the rights of my animal? Like, I am aware about my rights, but I cannot put a human right to a dog,
yeah,
right? Like human rights, we have got this right to democracy, right? We
yeah.
vote.
Right to vote, right to information.
But dogs don't do that. So I can't really put in a thing that, hey, my dog will start following democracy, my dog will vote for the leader. It doesn't happen that way. So just like, as citizens, as especially in a country like India,
Yeah,
we and one massive problem that I have out here is we're so westernized. when
Yeah.
it comes to like how to handle dogs. All our ideas are westernized. Like recently I came to know one thing about weight in India. Why are dogs so overweight in India? Because we are following a western standard.
High carbohydrate based diet. See,
Yes, and
yeah, and
be-
the most not all dogs, like a most part of North Indian dogs, they are fed roti or chapati, and in the most of the dogs in South India, they are fed rice.
yeah,
See,
and so
which both are carbohydrate, which are a lot
yeah,
of carbohydrates.
yeah, and they will be okay with the fact that the vet will be saying, "Huh, my dog is 38 kilos. That is fine because the weight is 35 kilos." You know,
Just
the,
1 or 2 kg.
yeah, it's just 1 2 kgs. That's okay. So my weight is okay. But what people don't understand is we're in India. We're a tropical climate. The weight for
Mhm.
golden retriever is based in a cold climate where
Yeah.
they put on a lot of fat. So the standard weight for a golden retriever in US is say 31 to 35 kilos. You know,
Mhm.
for a golden male. But in India, it should, just common sense is in India, it will be less because in India we don't have extensive winters. We
Yeah.
have, like here, dogs putting a fat will adversely affect their joints. So we should do the math in our head. I mean, just common sense. So I mean, I keep telling people that don't go by the weight. You should just do the rib test. If you can
Yeah.
feel the ribs, then that's fine. But that is one thing that every time we always think that our idea is very westernized, like especially for handling dogs. Uh, like I'd give a huge shout out to Julia out here because I
Sorry.
guess she to Julia, Canine India, Julia.
Okay,
Because
Julia, Canine in India. Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
so she has like sort of opened my mind, like just speaking to her
Hmm.
much before we consulted her because
Yeah.
she came from abroad and
Hmm.
she's doing so much for the indies
In
in her in India and in her
and
neighborhood. Yeah, and that is something that we should know and we should understand that India has got a different needs, that there should be a different standards set up for India, like the kind of food that you should give to your dogs, the kind of exercises that you should do with your
Yeah.
dog, the kind of weight that we should do with your dog. So the rights also, because I'm not getting too much. I had notes, I had written down about all the animal rights in UK and all that, but I'm not getting too much into it because I think that those rights are pretty much common sense and it should be very much Indianized. I don't
Yes.
mind. I don't mind. You are like, like in India, there's this, like in some parts, they worship dogs also. Correct. Like in some northeastern parts, they worship. I mean, you can worship a dog. You can do whatever you want to. But the
Hmm.
thing is, think from a very Indian point of view. Think like not how do I say, like what do you do with like our strays, like our indies? Like if you just observe how our indies behave, like a
Hmm.
well-fed in a particular locality, they like I had this. My experience with dogs has also been that we used to play cricket, and there used to be an indie who used to play with us. Like when the ball will go behind, that indie will go catch the ball and fetch it to us. So and all these things are like I've seen so many indies who are so well behaved and well mannered. They're like surviving on the road, correct? And they're dodging traffic. They've
Hmm.
got the hardest of weather conditions to deal with. Yet they are one of the most balanced dogs. So I learned how to handle a golden retriever from by observing indies. Like, look at that. So that will also help a lot of pet parents just to observe indies because they are the ones who know the climate, who knows how to deal out here. So uh, like if I'm seeing Bira shed a lot, I I don't get stressed these days so much because I know that India's weather is like that. I
Mhm.
don't go by the international standards that goldens they shed twice a year, or
Mhm.
they shed only in Jan or in July, or whatever. So when you learn about all these things, then it will open your mind up instead of just going by the books saying that, hey, uh, you know, I have got a husky who is living in Bombay, but my husky is not as fat as the husky that we see abroad. Of course, that husky won't
So,
be fat
yeah.
because you don't have a cold weather out here. So the dogs
Mhm.
are adaptive. They adapt really quickly. So the husky will adapt itself to be a thin husky in India.
Yeah.
So
So that's pretty much
I just
answered the questions. Sorry.
no, I said I blabber a lot because these are what initially we were talking about it, right? I mean, most of these topics are very sort of close and passionate that I can go on about them.
Yes. So basically, when we are raising a dog, we should be going on emotional approach, mental approach, and a nutritional approach, and a complete holistic approach rather or like a negative reinforcement kind of thing. We should not go. We should not go through negative reinforcement. We should make sure that we go on a holistic way.
See
Like,
something. Sorry,
yeah.
just to interrupt out here, Mithun, because see, I don't want to get into that thing about whether positive reinforcement is good, negative
Yeah.
reinforcement is bad, and see, I'm saying that what I'm trying to make a point is, see, your dog. I mean, there is no one way that works on any other dog. I mean,
Yes.
for me, I enjoy putting up a bowl for Bira. Like that
Hmm.
moment of just arranging his food by hand, arranging those eggshells or those quail feet, and taking a picture and posting it. So that sort of is like a, mental stimulus for me and for Bira both, because Bira it. But what is the where is the joy? Earlier the joy was, we used to go out hunt with our dog and then give a prize to it. Like we
Yeah.
used to take much effort. There was no one particular way. I mean, would you say that the dog in our villages, right? Are they going through a negative reinforcement or are they going through a positive? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that do those villagers who have got such a great bonding with dogs, or even the beggars on the street who have got such a great bonding with dogs that the dogs they just walk off leash with them. Have they
Yeah.
gone through a positive reinforcement or a negative reinforcement? I don't know.
Uh,
I mean,
that actually goes, in my opinion, that actually goes as a positive reinforcement because it depends on the trust and bond between that human and that dog.
no, what I'm trying to say is that is something as an outsider point of view, but maybe,
Yeah.
uh, like maybe I have seen one of like beggars, they sort of pushing away the dog, like face pay, like giving the
Mhm.
dog a slap. Like what is that? We say that you shouldn't slap a dog, you shouldn't beat, you shouldn't punish a dog like that. But that same dog who is getting slapped by a beggar will still come back and sleep with the beggar. And if an outsider will go to do anything with that beggar, that dog will start barking. So I'm saying,
Yeah.
what my point out here is, there is no one particular way. What you can
Yes.
do as a pet parent is, you should be aware of all these kind of ways. You should be aware about, like, you should be a jack of all trades. You should be
Yes.
aware. You should be aware about some kind of veterinary knowledge, uh, like
Hmm.
like a, like dog CPR. You should know what
Yes.
to do at those situations. You should know what to do.
Mhm. It
You
can
should
save a
know,
dog.
yeah, and you should be aware about what's the right kind of nutrition is for the dog. I'm not telling you
Yeah.
to be a nutritionist, but I'm telling you to be aware about the right kind of nutrition. And
Mhm.
you should be aware about the right kind of mental or physical stimulation that you should give. You should be aware about, okay, what are the, everyone is saying that prong collars are bad, or shock collars are bad, or you shouldn't, they have got a bad name. But let me read about it. Why are they still in the market? Like,
Mhm.
then read about it, and then know, and then you'll realize, you know the dogs that are saving lives, that are that are detecting bombs out there, which are like employed in, like US. I today I found a statistic that US employs $30,000 on one dog, one military dog,
Mhm.
on right, on a dog soldier. So that, you see closely, that dog is wearing a prong collar. So I'm saying, see, there is no one particular way. There are, like, when you read about it, when you read about, yes, if you think that you, after reading everything, you think that, yeah, I'll go with a positive reinforcement. I mean, go with it. Or if reading everything, you like, no, I think I'll go with a balanced trainer. Go with it. I mean, see, ultimately, my thing is, ultimately the trainer or your techniques or anything, that won't matter. What will matter is you. What will matter
Yeah.
is your energy. What will matter is, you have to
Our
stay with
effort.
the dog or not.
Yeah.
The trainer will go away. Your bonding will matter with the dog. So primarily, I would say that, just to sort of sum it up, I would say that always come back to that bonding.
Yeah.
Don't go by, don't go by your 10 different articles, or what you
Yeah.
read on what. Don't go by that. Do your own research. Do your own thing, and do what's best, works for your dog.
For you and the dog.
Yeah.
So, well, that pretty much answers all of my questions. And do we have any questions? Just to make go.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. No, we don't have any questions. So,
I
thank
hope.
you.
I think I bored most of your viewers.
Sorry?
I think I bored most of your viewers.
Ah, no way.
All the,
But no, no, no.
but I truly
Okay,
enjoyed.
yes, I did.
Great, great.
Okay. Thank you so much, Saurav, for joining us today. And thanks to everyone whoever joined us and posted all these messages. That pleasure to have been on your Instagram live feed. And dogs see energy is a very legit statement. Couldn't agree more. Thank you very much. And we'll be signing off now. And we'll see you maybe next couple of weeks.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you very much, Saurav. You've been
Thank you so
really
much.
it's been a really insightful session.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Well, yes. Okay, guys, we'll be signing off now. See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye guys.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, yeah. Same to you. Cheers. Loves
Okay.
to.
Oh, well, Krypto's sleeping here. Okay,
Oh,
here you go.
nice. I have to
He's pretty
go.
much tired.
I have to go take Bira on a walk now.
Okay. No, this one woke up. It's 8 o'clock. He woke up.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay, guys, we'll be signing off now. See you soon. Bye bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye.